Hello everyone, want to enjoy your fishing? Right, I thought I'd do a quick little video just because I get lots of messages since I started the channel and about what items I keep in my tackle box at all times. Whether I'm like pole fishing or feeder fishing or even rod and line. So I thought what I'd do is I'd just run through what I use and what I keep in my box at all times, basically tackle items that I wouldn't want to be without. Okay, so the first thing that I'll show you, you've got to have a good set of plumbets. I mean, I've got more plumbets than this in my box, but these are the ones that I use most. Like, and what I do is I mark the weight on the bottom, so I've got these from 15 gram right up to 40 gram, and that'll cover most circumstances. Obviously, if I want to find out how much silt is there, I'll start with the heavy one, and that, because you'd be surprised by starting with the heavy one. If you was to start just with a light one, like by starting with the heavy one, right, it could actually sink that deep into silt if it's soft. So then if you put one of those on, it's more likely just to sit on the top. You'll be surprised the distance in plumbing up. If you try that, plumb up with a heavy one, plumb up with a lighter one, you'll be surprised sometimes the difference in the depth that it's giving you. Right, obviously disgorgers, I have these in all different sizes, from if I was catching carp at Allcroft, obviously skimmers and that, and I do have smaller ones for if I'm fishing like 22s, 24 hooks and that, fine wire, so that it's not a problem. Then right, a must for me, especially for me feeder fishing as well, a really good pair of braid scissors. Obviously, I mean, I can't remember the last time I cracked off, but accidents do happen, and if you need to just put another shop leader to braid and that, obviously a pair of braid scissors is a must. Sun's in my eyes here. Right, obviously I always keep, these are the style pincers, look, these are, and I use them for putting stots on, for putting style weights on, and they're brilliant just for putting a trimming shot on and that, because obviously you can set your rigs up at home, but sometimes you'll need trimming shots like number 13s and 12s or in 11s, so these are ideal just for putting them on. Right, next thing, I always have a roll of electrical tape in my box. Right, a lot of people, obviously they plumb up and they'll find an area they want to feed, and they'll pick a marker on the far bank and they'll obviously feed to that marker. But as well as doing that, what I like to do is I like to mark my pole to how far I go out so that I know I'm on the marker, but I'm also at the same distance. So by just putting some electrical tape on where you're pushing out to, you can get the same distance every time. It's really important to be accurate in your feeding, especially this time of year. Right, next thing, again, because you know, I like me feed fishing, couldn't do without a stopwatch. It's really interesting. I mean, over the last 3 years I've been using a stopwatch, and at first you're a bit skeptical in that, well, do you really need one? But it's amazing what a stopwatch will tell you, especially in a five-hour match. Excuse me. Right, what I normally do is I start off my casts at about 10 minutes, right? But if you're getting bites at like 6 or 7 minutes, then you don't really want to be leaving your feeder in for much longer than 7 minutes, really. And it's amazing when you're catching steadily. It's amazing how many bites come around the same time. I think it just takes them that long to find, and then you'll get a bite. So if you're getting bites at, like, say 6 minutes, then there's no point in leaving your feeder out there for 10 or 12 minutes if you haven't had a bite. Alright, so I hope that helps you. Right, the last thing, especially this time of year, as you know, I've been doing quite a bit of fishing at Allcroft in the Allcroft team to 4, and there's been a lot of skimmer fishing and that, and obviously when it's been flat calm, you need some of them. Skimmer bites are so finicky at times, right? And the same with canals that I fish with a roach. So especially this time of the year when it's cold, frosty and that, I wouldn't go anywhere without these. This is the bristle grease, right? I've had these, you don't need much. I've had this for about 15 years, both of these, probably longer, probably more like 20 years. And what it does, it just keeps you, when you have to dot your float right down, obviously I have an orange and a yellow one. They're obviously for different coloured tips, and it just makes your tip a bit more visible when you've got it dotted right down, and it keeps it just above the surface of the water so that you can see it properly. Right, that's really the items that I always keep in my fishing tackle box, you know, and anyway, so I hope that answers a few of your questions, and as always, look after yourself, take care, and enjoy your fishing. If there's anything else you'd like to see, just give me a message. Alright, okay, bye for now, take care, bye guys.